I posted a few weeks ago about DEI being taught and implemented in my school district, and I finally got in contact with the DEI committee executive. She's, I believe she's a hired contractor just to, enforce these new DEI standards. And she gave me a lot of doublespeak, a lot of vague talk, and she said that no changes are going to be made, only improvements, and should changes be made, all parents would be informed. And I pointed out to her that an improvement on a curriculum is in fact a change, and that parents are not aware of what DEI is. Everyone that I talk to thinks that it's a history lesson, and she specifically said that it is not a history lesson. So parents don't know what's going on in their school district. They have no idea. DEI is to CRT what socialism is to communism. I filled out a right to know request and sent it to the PA school board under the Freedom of Information Act. The Pennsylvania law allows that I can request for specific information, and I requested for all plans, all curriculum changes, all training given to educators and administrators. I asked for the salary of these contractors because in fact they are paid for by taxpayers, and so we'll see what happens, and I'll keep you posted on that. But as I was saying about, DEI is CRT, and a lot of these educators and administrators have no idea what CRT is. I'm still trying to figure out what it is, but I am doing a lot of research and a lot of reading, and I can tell you that it is hypocritical and racist at its very core. The originators of CRT believe that reason is a Western philosophy that disadvantages Black people and women. Just think about that for a second. They're saying that Black people and women are unable to think reasonably, that it's a white man's philosophy. That is the most racist, sexist thing I have ever heard in my fucking life. And this is at the core of CRT. CRT is at the core of DEI. They're teaching this in our elementary schools. They don't think that universal liberalism is appropriate. They actually think it's racist. They want people to be grouped based on their identities, based on their sex, on their race, on their sexual orientation. That is discrimination. That is racism. They're teaching that. And parents are, one of three things. They're advocating for it out of a complete lack of understanding what it is, or because they think, oh, well, my child just isn't in school yet, so I don't care. Or I just won't send my child to school. I'll homeschool them, or I'll send them to private school. But what we're all not realizing is that entire generations of children who are going to populate our country and eventually be leaders are being taught this. So yes, I'm going to homeschool my children because there's no way I'm sending them to school like this. However, I'm still fighting this because these children are inheriting our world. And it's our responsibility to teach them to treat people based on the content of their character, not the color of their skin, not their gender, not their sexual orientation. We are failing our children, and we're failing at our responsibility as adults to protect not just our children, but our society. And so I don't know where to go from here. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how to fight this. I think that I'm talking to my state representative next week. I'm meeting with her, and I'm going to ask what we can do to push legislation so that taxpayer money cannot be used to fund this. Although she's a Republican, she's not a fighter, so I don't think I'll get anywhere with that. But I am starting a Moms for Liberty in my county, and so please contact me and see what you can do to help. Because even if your children aren't in school this year or next year, they will be eventually. And if this is happening in small town Pennsylvania, it's happening everywhere. And the places that it's not happening are the places where the parents are standing up and taking over school board meetings. And that's what we have to do. And I need help. And right now I don't have any at all. So get off your fucking ass and do something about it. Please.